Contractors of Colorado, welcome to another episode of the Contractors of Colorado Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Lavrens. Sitting here today with Mr. Nathan Lacewell from No Coast Electric. He is our preferred electrician for the North region. Before we get started, quick shout out to our sponsors, the Business Foundry. They are a business accelerator and an event center here in Lone Tree. Everything from mentorship, entrepreneur training, leadership training, marketing, everything you need in-house, websites, social media, they've got it all and are a very trusted partner and a huge supporter of what we do. Speaking of huge supporters, the Builder's Outlet for all your cabinets, windows, doors, trim, some appliances. They are in the Denver area and are ready to help us out whenever we need. So thank you to our sponsors. Nathan, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, sir. How you doing?
Good, man. Good to see you. I guess let's kick this thing off. Tell us a little about you and the family, your daughter, all that.
Yeah, I got a 2-year-old daughter. Love of my life right there. My wife Megan and I own No Coast Electric. And we are trying to be a premium level electrical service contractor in the North region of Colorado.
Awesome. We were talking a little bit about what you do for fun earlier. Sounds like jiu-jitsu is something you do. Tell us a little bit about that and what else you do.
A little bit of jiu-jitsu, man. Not very good, but I like to go to class sometimes.
It's good. Keeps you fit, I'm sure. That keeps you away from just doing electrical work.
It keeps me out of trouble for sure. So.
Exactly. Wonderful. Well, cool. Tell us a little bit about No Coast Electric. Residential electrician out of Brighton and some commercial work.
Yeah, correct. So like I said, we are a premium level residential electrical service contractor out of Brighton, Colorado. We have a pretty large service area, though, all the way down to about Parker, Colorado. So
awesome. Well, very nice. How long have you been doing that?
Yeah, I've been an electrician myself for about 13 years. I started when I was 17 years old, and I've been doing it ever since.
Very nice. So tell us a little bit about what sets No Coast Electric apart from maybe some other electrical contractors.
Yeah, well, I don't know if anybody has noticed, but there's a lot of cut corners in the construction industry in general, and a lot of them are in the initial building phase. That's where we find most of our problems, and that's what we tend to correct.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What is it about you all that not just sets you apart in the process, but really ensures quality throughout your process? I mean, I've handed a couple jobs off to you as part of our preferred contractor program, and I would say your response and the way you handle it is pretty unique.
Yeah, so we like to be very transparent with our pricing. We're going to give you the price up front. We're going to tell you exactly what it's going to be, and we're going to give you a range of different pricing options to choose from. That way it gives you the choice of quality in your installation.
Wonderful. Is there a satisfaction process, like at the end of a project or throughout the project? How are you working with the homeowners or the project holders, potentially even a general contractor? How do you ensure quality and how do you ensure satisfaction at the end of the job?
Yeah, so I mean, it all starts with being there in the beginning and talking with the homeowner or contractor and figuring out what their exact needs are. And a lot of times people don't necessarily know exactly what they want, and I like to use the hot tub example. You have to figure out who is getting the hot tub, whether it's a young couple or let's say an elderly couple who needs it for therapeutic use. Well, they might want a heated walkway and a towel warmer as the young couple might want some dim lighting, right? Mm-hmm. Have a nice glass of wine in their hot tub.
I am going to fall into that second camp.
Yeah, exactly. Man, I would hate to shout out another company, but Company Cam is really what we use to ensure that satisfaction process.
Oh, yeah, we've heard of them.
Yeah, before we start the process, we're giving them an entire photo album with edited pictures on what exactly it's going to look like, the route of cabling we're taking, or surface-mounted EMT raceways, things like that, so they know exactly what they're expecting.
Yeah, that's a great point. So along with company CAM, it's, incorporating technology into your work, which is something that we definitely appreciate, staying up to date with the trends. What else do you do to potentially stay up to date with new and upcoming information in the electrical contractor world?
Yeah, so we like to be really involved with the actual companies that we are installing, the products that we're installing. And I take Generac or Tesla, for example. We're taking their classes all the time, always staying up to date with everything that they're pushing out.
Yeah, those Generacs are sweet.
They are pretty sweet.
My neighbor, anytime our power goes down, neighbor has one, and they'll throw over an electric cord for us.
It's a pretty nice flex sometimes.
It is. One day I hope to be able to throw an electrical cord over to my younger neighbors as well. But
we can get you set up
someday soon, hopefully. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about the rest of what you do. Is there anything that you kind of wanted to get out in this podcast about your service, about like Tesla? I know we mentioned Tesla. That's a request that I'm hearing more and more of from homeowners. Tell us a little bit about what that process looks like.
Yeah, well, Tesla installations require a Tesla certified installer. It requires a permitted and inspected installation and commissioned by a Tesla installer.
Yeah.
Not too many people have those qualifications, and we try and make sure everything is done by the books. So we're there to make sure that happens.
Yeah. I remember when you announced that you got it, and I was like, man, I really don't know too much about this. But the more I looked into it, I was like, oh, this is a pretty big deal. It opens up a lot of capacity for you guys, which is cool. It's needed.
Yeah, they don't warranty any of their products unless it's done correctly.
Makes sense. I can appreciate that. Any advice you want to give to homeowners or other contractors as they're choosing an electrical contractor? And I would appreciate if you'd plug yourself here, because I know there's a few things that set you apart.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for a little bit of context, our backstory, we started because my parents' house caught on fire due to faulty electrical work, and we're here to make sure that doesn't happen to anybody else. It's no reason that it has to happen to anybody else. It's simply human error and people cutting corners and trying to get it done as cheaply as possible. So when you are looking for an electrical contractor, check their reviews, make sure that they are licensed, make sure they are pulling permits and getting everything inspected.
Yeah. That's, I forgot we talked about that. It's probably the first time we met, you mentioned that. And I don't know if I shared with you, but I was probably, 15 years old at football practice. And I'm standing next to my best friend. We lived right across the street for each other. And we see a smokestack coming off from our local high school field all the way across where our houses presumably were miles away. And I remember looking at him and I went, your house or mine, as a joke. Mm-hmm. And then about 20 minutes later, he gets pulled out of practice and it was his house.
Wow.
And it was the exact same situation. Somebody cutting some corners on electrical work and it burnt his house to the ground. And it's not easy, man. So it's definitely worth working with somebody like yourself.
Exactly. I mean, even if the fire doesn't burn your whole house down, chances are you might live in an older home with asbestos and they'll take everything you got. You know what I mean? So it's good to just have a little bit of insurance policy with electrical work.
Yeah, absolutely. That was one of the toughest parts, was even the stuff that was salvaged. They're like, dude, you cannot have this. It's got to go straight to the garbage.
Your PlayStation, everything.
I will say we might have upgraded some TVs, but that's an insurance conversation.
Right.
It was, man, it's really great having you. Any final thoughts or anything you want to share with the community?
No, I mean, I just got to say thanks for having me here, and thanks for all you're doing with Contractors of Colorado, man. I mean, it's benefited a lot of people, I'm sure, not just me.
Yeah, happy to do it. I guess I'll take that opportunity to kind of plug a little bit of what we've got going on. We're doing GC courses now to help get anybody interested in becoming a general contractor licensed. So that's a pretty cool thing that we've put together. We got a former instructor that helped pioneer these courses all over the state. private colleges, community colleges, everything there. So it's all inclusive from the textbooks down to the final exam. Everything is included in our package. So we're pretty excited about that one.
Very nice. Yeah, the more people that can actually get licensed, the better.
Yeah, I'm tired of people sharing each other's licenses to pull permits. It's something we want to address.
Exactly. So thank you for doing that.
Of course, man. We're doing our preferred contractor program, which you are. You're one of our preferred contractors for the North Region for all electrical work. So thank you for participating and believing in everything we've got going on. I know we've passed quite a few jobs over to you, so I'm pretty sure landed a couple of those.
Absolutely.
Awesome, man. I think that's it we got for today. I'll give one more shout out to our sponsors, and as always, our verified affiliates. Ms. Jordan Davis, our health insurance advisor to the group, our verified affiliate, was in here earlier. He caught Nathan on the way in, started talking about his family and everything. So thank you to her and the rest of our verified affiliates. If you need anything in terms of professional services for your business, please just reach out. We've got a list of people that we know and trust and have put through the ringer to make sure that they're legitimate and really here to help. Thank you to the Business Foundry again and to the Builders Outlet. We will see you all next time on the next episode of the Contractors of Colorado podcast. Have a good one, everybody.